This is urgent news from Gaza at 2 a.m. Palestine time, October 11th. The government media office in Gaza reported on Thursday that for the 5th consecutive time, the occupation forces have returned a shipment of fuel that was destined for the hospitals of the northern Gaza Strip, both Gaza City and North Gaza governorates. This means that all those hospitals are at risk of ceasing operations in 24 hours because they will run out of fuel, but this report came in over 9 hours ago, so they have even less time until the available fuel they have runs out. Remember, these hospitals are still operating under the occupation's threat, saying that even though the IOF ordered them to evacuate under threat of a bullet, that they will continue to treat patients even if the occupation forces storm the hospital. And we know they've done this in the past. Remember, most of these doctors have likely already faced the occupation besieging hospitals they've been in the past. This isn't even their first time being under this threat or the hospital being stormed. They've been in hospitals that have been stormed. Doctors have been executed. Patients executed. There are 700,000 people in northern Gaza. 700,000. Journalist Anas al-Sharif said the number of martyrs in northern Gaza has risen to 220 during this specific siege. Around 400 people are injured, and none of this includes the people missing or the martyrs in the streets, which, like I said in previous videos, there are a lot in the streets that no one can get to, or they're targeted by occupation snipers. NS reports fierce clashes between the resistance and the occupation forces are ongoing in eastern and western battlefronts of Jabalia camp. The occupation has admitted to losing several soldiers and officers in a complex ambush in eastern Jabalia, and remember, they never admit to the full amount. It's always a fraction of the actual amount of soldiers they lose, so take that into account. This is the 6th consecutive day of the siege on northern Gaza. NS reports heavy artillery shelling and airstrikes. Occupation forces are shooting at anyone who moves on the main or side streets in an attempt of forcibly displacing tens of thousands of citizens holding onto their homes in Jabalia camp and shelter centers. Despite this, the people of the north have not complied with the demands to move south. They are remaining steadfast on their land. This is their resistance. Understand, this is their resistance. A correction from yesterday, journalist Fadi al-Wahidi was not martyred. He was critically injured by an occupation bullet to the neck. A third journalist was targeted and they were martyred yesterday. I reported about it on Telegram. Meanwhile, Fadi remains in critical condition. He is now in a coma. Journalist Anas al-Sharif, who is also Fadi's close friend, reported that Fadi is now paraplegic. Everything that is happening in northern Gaza, guess what? These international organizations, these countries that care about human rights are more silent than ever, even more silent than they've been in the past year, somehow. To support a food distribution network in northern Gaza and a children's community center in southern Gaza, you can tap up here to go to Faiz Kadata's profile. You can find the URL for his family's campaign on his profile. His family runs both those initiatives. So by contributing, you're not only supporting his 50-some family members in Gaza, but also those two initiatives. Let's keep up the momentum. Every time more comes in, his family expands the campaign. His sister in southern Gaza has been doing more for the children, feeding the children more as much as she can. Obviously, in the north, under siege, they're able to do less, so they're expanding more in the south. And as always, you can see my sources and get constant news from me on my Telegram channel. The URL for that is on my profile. Thank you so much.